Hi, welcome to SASA TV, hosted by me, JJ Fott. On SASA TV, we talk to some guests who are SASA members and some other students from the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. We like to talk to them about their quarantine life as well as their life outside the comfort of their home. If you like this episode, please like and also subscribe to the channel for more news on SASA TV. And as always, please enjoy the show. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been okay. This week's a little more rough than most. How has your time been during?
Boring.
Really boring. Wow.
Yeah, I think a lot of my professors have just been like, listen, you're graduating. I just don't really care anymore. And they're just confined with like, just do what you want at this point. If you're done, that's fine too. I don't really want to grade.
Dang.
It's
So
pretty nice.
have they assigned like anything or is it?
They've assigned, but they're very lax about the grading. Except for exams. On exams, they're still like, yeah, I'm going to just hope you survive, but the rest of it, like homeworks and whatnot, they've just been like, you got most of it, we'll just give you an A and move forward with it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How has this year been in general for you? Is it compared to like sophomore or junior year?
manageable, I would say. Like, it's still hard, especially being at home. I feel like a lot of the work that they've been doing is just like, okay, you've got more time on your hands, just go for it. Just here, we'll just give you a bunch of stuff to do, don't care about the grading, but like, here's all of it. But it's been manageable, I would say, compared to sophomore year, where it was like, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing, and I'm just gonna struggle bust my way through this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think was the hardest year at Rose that you did?
definitely sophomore year, just because that it was the quote unquote introductory mechanical engineering courses. So if you screwed up then, like you were just doomed for like the rest of the 3 or 4 years that you're gonna be stuck at Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think, yeah, definitely I would say sophomore year. Plus, it's also the first step. So if you like, I guess it goes back to like if you didn't understand it, you're doomed essentially. So that stuff was really hard.
Yeah, because you take like MSIS and ESIS and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, I just like it gives me flashbacks because for I think they changed the curriculum after us because of how bad it was.
Mhm.
But they had MSIS and fluids during the same time, and they were both like three credit hours or something. But it felt like 6 or 7 credit hours. And then on top of that, I remember during our fluids class, everyone bombed the second exam. Just everyone got like an F or lower. It was so bad. And my professor at the time, I think it was Dr. Mayhew, he decided it would be a fantastic idea to read us a poem about our failures. And he read this poem detailing about it was about soldiers in war and how life sucks, but it is what it is. And he read this poem to the entire class, and he like kept bringing up the fact that it was talking about men, and they would be like, "Don't worry, it's not a sexist poem." And they will use the term men because of how it was in that time period. And he brought this up over and over again for 15 to 20 minutes while reading this poem.
Oh my gosh.
There were more tears, I think, at the end of that class than there were at the beginning when we got our exams.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Uh,
What's your plan for the future, like after this virtual graduation and everything?
I'm gonna take a month off, and then I start working at the Air Force Base that's near my hometown.
Mhm.
So I'll be working there for like a year or so. Then I'm gonna go get my master's because they are paying me to get my master's, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back and then like finish out 3 years with them, and we'll see from there.
Gotcha. Where are you from? Where's hometown?
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you ever consider going to Dayton University?
I did. Um, and then I realized it'd be too close to home, and I was like, I gotta move. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you like want to stay in the Midwest, or what were you looking at for options like at that time?
I wanted to say, yeah, I wanted to stay in the Midwest. I thought like, oh, maybe I could go out to California, and then I was like, oh, that's too far for me. So like maybe stay like within 3 to 4 hours of home, so in case I like want food, I can drive back and it'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah, and stay within like a few states over.
Yeah, but like far enough that like my parents want to visit, it'd be like a trek.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Do you ever have those moments at Rose where you like feel homesick, or has your time there been pretty manageable in that aspect?
I think initially, like freshman and sophomore year, I got homesick because I was like, I can't, like the amount of stress that I had to go through was just like a lot different compared to high school. So I
Mhm.
was like, oh man, I just want to take a break. But then the more use I got, I was like, oh, okay, I don't really need them as much. I can find a way to manage it myself and just deal with it. But there would be sometimes I think each year that I was like, okay, I need to take a break. And so I'll just drive home for the weekend and then just relax for a little bit, except it never really turned into relaxing, so that I would just drive back.
Oh no. It'd just be like stress all the time,
Yeah,
even if you.
I, I would get home. I remember one time I got home just for a break for the weekend and walked inside, and my dad looks at me and he goes, Shukun, I need help building a birdhouse. I looked at him, I was like, what? And he goes, use your mechanical engineering skills to build me this birdhouse. And I was like, oh no. And then get this. My mom goes, use maple to design the birdhouse. And I just lost it at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so genius. Are you have your parents always kind of been like that? Because my parents aren't necessarily. I get what you're saying there because it's like you're an engineer, you're an expert now, so you can like build a car if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been like that all 4 years. Cause like all my family members have been like doctors and they're like, Shukan, you're gonna grow up and you're gonna become a doctor. And I'm like, blood, no, no, no. He's gonna turn that way. So yeah, it's very much been like that. But slowly they're starting to get used to it.
Yeah, yeah. So when you were growing up and everything, was there a push to be that doctor initially, or like was that kind of what they were pushing for?
um, yeah, so a fun story about that. When a lot of parents, like Indian parents, so like at least my parents, they would go get it, like check out the, is it cosmology? Like where you check your signs and whatnot. What is that called?
Your you check your signs.
Like if you're a Leo and like what that
Oh,
represents and like,
yeah, astrology.
okay, there you go. That
Yeah,
I'm not. What's cosmology? I don't even know.
I thought I always think of I was thinking of cosmetology and I was thinking hair and then you said signs and I was like, ah, it's
I
not.
think it just mixed two words together. Then
Yeah,
never mind.
you're probably thinking of cosmology is like studying the cosmopolitan.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
No, astrology.
yeah,
That one. And so when I was born, they like got that all checked out, and one of the things was that I was becoming a plastic surgeon. And so from there, they were like, we have to push her towards medicine. Like that is the ultimate goal. And so throughout high school, it was all like take all these AP Bio, AP Chem classes, and if there's anything like biology related, go for it. And in my head, I'm just like internally screaming because I hated all of it. And then by the time senior year hit, I was like, no, what? No, I'm going to take an engineering course. And they're like, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
And then they realized that the person that like did all the tests when I was young was actually wrong. And it turns out they got it redone. And then they were like, oh, wait, that was supposed to be for someone else. We kind of just botched it on that part. So you're
Yeah.
good. You're all set. You can go for that engineering lifestyle. You're fine now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely wild that they kind of push you like for the next 12 years based off of like a missed test and then now it's like,
Basically.
oh, that's like yeah, that's TV show esque.
It very much was, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you did that engineering course, was that experience kind of like the changer for you that you kind of knew you wanted to do it?
Yeah. So I think it was my senior year, and they offered like a class that coincided with the classes taught at a university nearby. And so this professor would come in for like an hour a day, and she would just teach basically calculus-based physics with a little bit of MATLAB. And then she would kind of like show how that applies to engineering world a little bit. So it's kind of an introductory course. But yeah, definitely from there, I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. I don't want to do the other stuff. I'm just going to go this way.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there any aspect of ME that you want to focus in or?
I feel like as a senior, I should know the answer to that, but I don't.
That's
I would say I definitely like material science a lot. That's about as far as I can think of. I do realize that where I entered this past summer, which is where I'm working afterward, is a lot of like structures, and focuses on like the structure of the engine of a jet, like of a jet engine. And I really like that, and that kind of goes with material science and a lot of statics, which is kind of my go-to. So, kind of answers that question.
yeah, yeah. No, I definitely understand what you're talking about. It's kind of yeah. I feel like no one really knows, I guess, until they're thrown into it, and then they kind of figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So for the masters, are you thinking about just going general ME or maybe like a specific part?
Probably either ME or material science, one of the two.
Yeah.
I think that'll probably help me out the most with where I'm working, at least.
Yeah. So during this quarantine period, like during your downtime, seems like you might have a lot of it, but during that time, what do you typically do? Like, what's a typical day in your life?
This is going to sound really depressing. So if I am not doing homework, I'll pretend to be doing homework so I don't look like I'm not doing anything. So I'll like work ahead to be like, oh, okay, like I could still do stuff. But when I'm not doing that, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should take a break for a second. Either read books, and it'll be like trash books that'll just like get me through the day kind of thing, or I'll watch Netflix.
Yeah, gotcha. So between, if you had to choose reading or watching movies, which one would you have to choose?
Oh, probably reading.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an all-time favorite book or favorite author? That's a tough
Oh,
one. How about
that's
favorite genre? We'll start with that.
a,
And
okay. Favorite genre, I would say it's definitely like fantasy. I'm all for that. Fantasy or like sci-fi. Those are the two that I go for. In terms of author, really like Rick Riordan growing up as a kid, and I will always like go back to those books if I just want to be like a quick read.
Mhm.
Um, but do I have a favorite? Ooh, I do have a favorite book. Brandon Sanderson, great author. Mistborn, great book. The whole like trilogy, sobbed in every single book, but it was fantastic.
Dang. Yeah. Me personally, I'm not much of a reader, and that's kind of I don't know. I think I grew up and I played a lot of video games and watched a lot of movies. So I think I'm just more like visual. So now
Mhm.
if I have to read a book, it's tough for me to sit down and read, but I don't know. I'll figure it out someday. Do you like do you feel like as you've read more and more, your pace with reading's gotten a lot faster? Like can you just like speed through a book in like an hour or two?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have experienced that recently. I've gone through like a book a day, which is really bad, but also really good. But
Yeah.
bad because I'm running out of books.
Yeah, like all my resources.
It's like it's just going down the hill. I'm like, oh no, I need to slow down to my reading, or just like reread a few more books to just like get
Oh
through
yeah,
it.
you're like, oh, let's pass the time. Is that
Yeah,
that like staying busy thing? Is that because like do your parents check up on you and stuff, or like other family members, and they're like, oh, what's going on?
yeah. My my dad came in last night, and he just like knocks on the door and goes, Shukun, are you in a meeting? And I looked at him, I was like, it's 9:30. I could say yes, but no, I'm not. And he goes, okay, all right, just making sure you're doing work. And I'm like, okay.
What?
It's like a constant, like throughout the day. If I'm not doing work, I will be put on engineering tasks so that I have something to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
So it's
one or
kind
the
of like,
other.
yeah, so it's kind of like he'll find you a birdhouse to build or something.
Exactly. A birdhouse or fix a bathroom sink or the fridge, anything really.
What is the most complicated engineering task that he's given you ever?
um, See, that's the thing though. They haven't. It's gonna make me sound like a smart aleck or something, but like they haven't been complicated because I just use YouTube and I'm like, okay, we'll do this and then we're done, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Um, I probably the hardest was I would say when the fridge broke. It was the pipe had gotten like lodged in some way. I don't even know, but I would try to twist it, and because I'm weak as hell, I couldn't get it to work. So it was more difficult in the fact that I'm just weak, and so the water just went everywhere. And I was like in the basement too, so I was afraid it was gonna start flooding. And I'm like trying to fix this, and my dad is just watching me, and he goes, "What kind of engineer are you?" And I'm like, "Thanks, Dad. All right."
So you're like just sitting there like trying to fix this, and it's like he's just watching you, and it's a
Yeah,
disaster.
he's just
And he
like
just
watching
like
the
shakes his
corner,
head. He's
just
like,
like giggling to himself.
oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's so funny.
And then he would just like come over, and he goes, "Move over," and he would take over and just twist it in one go, and I'm like, "Okay, go you."
Do you ever feel like they give you these tasks to like see how you do, or is it like because they genuinely need your help?
Definitely to see how I do, and then if not, they'll just roast me on it.
Yeah, they'll just like intervene like that.
And be like, "All right, yeah, I'm in for the ride. Let's just do it. I'm already home."
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy. So do you so is there ever a time where you're like sitting in the living room just like relaxing, or do you kind of like stay in your room and hope that like no one finds you?
Definitely the second option. It used to be the first option, and then like in high school, right? I'll be working in the kitchen or like sitting on the couch, and they'll distinctly remember this. Watching TV in high school, right? You have to make sure that they don't catch you watching TV. So I would be watching TV, right? And my dad would come in, he would just look at the TV, look at me, and go, "Shukun, you're rotting your brain. You know that? Turn off this garbage, all right? Go do some homework." So it just turned into like me in my room, be like, "All right, no one is here. I can watch Netflix. No one's watching. All right, we're good." He listening to the footsteps on one side. All right, we got all bases covered.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So when you go to Rose, is it a big relaxing like time in that aspect that you don't have to worry about like any like one sniffing around or anything?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, I will say, like, the mindset that I created for myself in high school, like, helped me in terms of productivity in college. Because I always now feel like I'm going to be judged if I'm not doing work, which has made me into a workaholic, which is kind of bad, but like works for the situation.
Yeah.
So, like, PTSD, it helps or not?
Yeah. Dang. Is there a place on Rose's campus that you would like to work, or do you tend to like work in your room more so?
I definitely do not work in my room. I realize that I can't work in the same place where I sleep, otherwise I can't fall asleep at night. But I would say my place as to where I would work changed every few months because I would get tired of it.
Hmm.
So like sometimes I'll be in the library and I'll like work on the second floor in one of the like rooms. And then after a little bit, I'll be like, "No, you know what? I'm getting too lax in here. I gotta go somewhere else." And I'll just go to like Myers and I'll work on their couches. And I think the last place I was working was in Viva's office. I'll just be like, "Viva, I know it's 8:30 at night. Are you still in your office?" And she'll be like, "Yeah, just come by and you can just, here's the key, have at it." So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely relate on that aspect. I think I get tired of where I'm at. So um like after about a week or two of working in the same place, like say I used to work in the union when I like freshman year, and then I noticed like I was getting distracted because I'd see people walk by, and I don't know, I'm one of those people that when there's a lot of people around, I kind of want to like socialize, so I'll look around and then I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything, so then I go to the library, and then I'd be up on the third floor and I'd be like, it's too quiet here, you know what I mean, like it's too much silence, so it kind of bothered me, so I couldn't do the library, and then it's, I don't know, more recently I'm in my room, but then I'm like the same way, like I can sleep, but I tend to like do different things to distract myself from not
Yeah.
actually working, so it's just so unfortunate, but yeah. um yeah, so if you had like all the time and money like needed for stuff, like if that wasn't a factor, what would you do?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Probably travel because I do enjoy that and just like doing whatever the heck I want in wherever country that I am. Um, Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I'd probably just go travel places, and just see new places.
That's fair. What destinations do you have in mind?
Oh, all right. There's a list of this, and they're based on animals. So like, I've got. I want to go to Africa
Mhm.
because elephants, obviously. So we gotta go there. I want to go to Iceland for the sake of playing with seals because I found this place online that you can kayak with the seals. So I want to go do that. So that involves me going over there. Also, just want to go to London because that place sounds really cool to do.
Mhm.
Netherlands because of there's like it's like a tulip field and it just looks really pretty online. I'm like, okay, now I just have to go there.
Yeah. Here.
So definitely destination places is where I'm looking for.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, that's pretty interesting. I think my I think I'd want to do Europe. I think that'd be fun. I think England and Spain would be interesting, kind of like you said.
Ooh, yeah.
London would be pretty good, but I feel like it's just always so rainy and overcast when I see things about London. That's the only thing.
That is very true. But I just want to see like Big Ben and like all those cool places, and then just be like, okay, let's check off my bucket list kind of thing,
Yeah,
and move on from there.
yeah. Um, so when you were like, you know how little kids, they always have like those dreams, like when you're 7, mine was to be a race car driver, and then some might be like, I want to be an astronaut or I want to be a movie star. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Oh, I know when I was fairly young, I was like, I want to do absolutely nothing. Like straight up, I was like, I just want to be lazy for once. But it slowly turned into me wanting to be some form of like performing artist. Um, Whether it be like musician of some sort. I think that kind of stuck with me for a very long time. And then after that, I was like, wait, that might not be practical for me. So, based on my ability to play the piano and the flute, let's just move away from that for just a little bit.
Yeah, gotcha. So you say you play the piano and the flute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play any other instruments?
No, those are, well, it depends how picky you want to get with the flute because I can do like the different ranges because there's like the bass and alto and piccolo. So I
Mhm.
can do those as well, but they're all like within the flute. So I feel like that's just like it's a little
Yeah, so it's
bit.
just kind of like
Yeah.
it's the same thing basically.
Yeah,
Similar,
basically.
similar thing. Yeah, gotcha. So with that dream or vision, what were you gonna be like? Were you gonna do songs on the piano, or did you ever think about it too in depth? Or
So I thought about it up through high school. Of going into like I think it's called like concert pianist. So going into like performance of pianist or flutist. Flautist, I think that's how you pronounce it. Something like that. I don't know. It's like some bougie way of saying it.
it's actually flute person on the
This
credits.
person shall now come to the stage.
Yeah, yeah. Can we get the flute person? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I think also my parents were, if it wasn't going to go into like medicine, I think they were expecting me to go down that route because I had done it for so many years. And then the fact that I chose engineering, they were just like, wait, where did this come from? And I was like, hold on, let me explain.
Yeah. Okay. I took a class. Yeah. Yeah. Let's say a scenario. Let's say that you're walking down the street and like a person, probably a person younger than you, like maybe someone in like their teens or like a younger kid, they come up to you and like they ask for like a piece of advice. What advice would you give them?
Ooh, I would say this is gonna sound super cheesy, I feel like, but be yourself and don't listen to what other people tell you. Because definitely for me growing up, it was always like, okay, what people expect of me is what I will do. And a little bit of that still exists, but it's also more of you should take considerate of your own actions and like consider what you want to do for yourself. So don't rely on other people to expect that to come for you. You should choose that for your own destiny, kind of thing. Did that
Gotcha.
make any sense?
Yeah, yeah. It's like stay your own path, and
Yeah. Don't just follow other people around.
that's fair. That's fair. Did you ever have did you ever have those like feelings? I feel like a large amount of people have that, where in high school um they kind of struggle with like other people's opinions. Was that something that you felt personally, or were you kind of just indifferent to it?
Definitely felt that personally, especially through like my freshman and sophomore year. I would be like, okay, no, other people's opinions matter for me. And then I realized, like, slowly on through high school, it's like, oh, hold on a second. No, they don't matter. You worry about yourself. You don't need to worry about what other people think of you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you just get to a point at some point, you're just like, you know what? I'm done worrying about it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I had like I was going through some of the questions that like some people made for you, so I wrote some of those down. So we're gonna like unravel that a little bit.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
did see some of
I'm
those
gonna start
questions.
off with like the I guess more realistic questions.
Right. There are not many realistic ones on there.
Yeah. What decade had the best fashion in your opinion?
Oh shoot. Oh God. I don't. Maybe. No. I would say I found the 80s, but Bollywood 80s, to be the most amusing to witness.
Interesting.
But I would not want that to come back.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely consider, if you ever have a chance, just look up hairstyles of the 80s in Bollywood music. You'll have a time with that. 80s and 70s, let's just wear it that. Like the hair is just everywhere.
Yeah. So that like was I that's so interesting. I gotta look it up now. Let's see what it is. Okay. We're gonna leave it there. I don't want to spoil my own surprise. So.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. What Disney character would you be if you had to be a Disney character?
Ooh. I would say I would want to be Mulan just because of how cool she is. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that she's like, I'm just gonna be my own person and just become a dude and just take over, not take over the world, but that's kind of what I think of in my head. And she just does her own like badass self and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Um, Very much envy her that much, but I would say, yeah, Mulan for sure.
Mulan, yeah, that's fair. That's a good one. I remember I think I was 3 and my mom likes Mulan a lot too. And she bought the DVD and then we watched it together. And like the scene where she leaves home, I remember my mom got really emotional and then I got emotional because my mom was sad.
It was such
And
a sad
it's yeah,
scene.
that scene is very sad. And they're coming out with a like a live action one, I think. Well, they
Mm-hmm.
were supposed to, but
I'm kind of hoping they do. I want to know how much they stick to like the cartoon version, because
Mhm.
from what it looks like, they're not going to be singing, which is kind of odd, and
Mhm.
Mushu's not going to be there, which is also odd.
Yeah.
But like, it's supposed to be more actiony, which I'm kind of excited for, because then she can be even more badass. Which is like, whoa, okay, not expecting this. I'm here for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm
So
here for that battle scene.
yeah, for real though.
Are you a big fan of like the Avengers and Marvel and superheroes and stuff? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite Marvel movie?
Oh, don't do that. Oh gosh. There's just so many. Like they're all good. Endgame was really good. It was super long, but like also worth it. Um, yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Endgame. It
That's
was sad, but it was good.
mhm.
I'm here for
Yeah.
it. Or
Oh,
like
wait.
any of the ones with Tom Holland, because just
Okay.
automatic.
Okay. Okay. Tom Holland. Yeah. So I'm assuming Tom Holland's your favorite Spider-Man all time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he's got that like he's got the boyish like teenage charm down.
Yeah.
He really does.
I feel like with the other Spider-Mans, it's just super awkward because they're definitely 20 years older than what their age is supposed to be. And then they're trying to be angsty teenagers and they're just like failing miserably in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I remember Tobey Maguire, I felt like he was kind of like in his 30s and he was trying to be 18. And then Andrew Garfield was maybe like 25 and he was trying to be 18. And then Tom Holland's actually a teenager.
Yeah. You're like, okay, you're getting a little bit better about it at least.
Yeah.
Less cringe.
Yeah. Every time like Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire would try to be an angsty teen, it would just come off as like kind of like a gothic person.
Yeah,
like
it was very
Spider-Man 3,
uncomfortable to witness.
Yeah, kind of going through more than teenage angst type. Yeah. I thought this question was really interesting. How do you feel about garden gnomes?
Oh god. They're weird. They're just, why do you have a garden gnome in front of your house or in the backyard? Some people put in their backyards, which is also odd. But like, why? Are they there to scare things? I don't know. They're just there to creep people out. Who needs them?
Do you have a story with a garden gnome that's kind of traumatizing?
I do not, but in my head I feel like I do because of just
Okay.
how uncomfortable I feel by them.
Okay. Yeah.
I know, I remember one time my mom was just like, should I? So there's backstory. There is this crane that likes to feed off of people's fish in their ponds. And so my mom was like, I need a way to scare them, like a scarecrow or something, maybe like a garden gnome. And I was like, oh, please, for dear God, do not bring a garden gnome and put that in the front of the house. So then she got an owl where its head rotates. Like based on the wind. So it was like really windy fish just like going around in circles. Does it work? No, because a few days ago a crane ate one of our fish.
I like how the red rotates. That's like the best part.
It's terrifying. Its eyes are like so big that you're just like, who are you staring at? Just everything?
Wow.
Oh my god. I'm like, sometimes I feel like that owl when I'm doing homework and I'm just like, yeah, you know, I relate to you with your just winding head going everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about scarecrows then? Because I feel like garden gnomes are more of a decorative thing. Because I don't think you would have like try to scare people with a garden gnome because it's just, like, small, I guess.
I don't know. Scarecrows, I don't mind as much because I know why they're there. If they're super scary, I'm not a fan. But if it's just like one of the regular ones, I don't even know what you consider regular scarecrow actually, but like
Yeah,
like the stereotypical one, I guess. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're just chilling, like have fun. So
that's fair. That's fair. If you had to be a type of garden gnome, what type of garden gnome would you be?
are there types of garden gnomes?
I don't know. I did not look at who made this question, but
Oh,
I
I
thought it
know
was
who
really
wrote those questions, but
okay, yeah.
I don't know, like just like a typical garden gnome. Like,
Would you try to make like a miniature you garden gnome? Like,
oh god, no, I think that would be terrifying.
just like a mini you with like it would have like the little hat though. So.
Okay, you know what? Sure, why not? Let's go for a miniature version of me. And then when people come to my house, they'll be like, "Is that Shukun?"
Yeah. Is that Shuka?
Just like open the door and I'm like, "Yeah, that's just my mini me, just watching out for the place."
Yeah, you should make your garden gnome have like a very like shocked like expression, so they're just like
It's like rotate.
Yeah, with the rotating head, yeah, but like they're like kind of scoping out the place. That'd be funny. That'd be really good. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh, I wrote a serious one. That's interesting. What? This transitions from garden gnomes.
Okay, I'm ready.
What do you draw inspiration from in your daily life?
In my daily life?
Yeah, so just in general.
That is a very deep question. Um, If it's not myself, because I definitely start with myself and be like, okay, what can I do for myself, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, if it's not that, I would definitely say it would be a mixture of my sister and my mom for sure. Because my sister's like both of them are one of those people that are like very blunt about situations, and they're just like, all right, you just gotta do what you gotta do and just do it. So
Yeah.
it's very much like strict Indian stereotypical vibes, but also like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right mindset to just get work done.
Yeah. It's that type of person that's just like you're stressing out about a problem or a project and it's really detailed and complicated and that
Yeah,
person's just like, why don't you just do it?
yeah, literally,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. It's
what it is.
super, yeah. I don't know what you're worried about. You just got to do
Just do it. What are you
it.
doing?
Yeah. Oh, that's good though. That's good. Um, if you could sacrifice anyone in the world to end the quarantine, who would it be?
Oh, jeez. Um, I don't want to say anything hateful.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
yeah. If you had an instant answer, I'd be concerned. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that person.
Let's see. If there's anyone I would sacrifice, can it be like a group of people?
I guess, yeah, that's fine.
Just,
Because you're getting more than one theoretically. So.
yeah. Okay.
It's also kind of sus depending on the group you pick.
Right. I was
They
gonna
just
say
don't
like
like that.
those that are like polluters. I would definitely
Okay.
throw those on the bus. Be like, all right, you guys are gone. Save the turtles, please.
Gotcha. So, people who, what's the word? Litter. People who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
litters.
A litterer? Is that a word?
I don't know. I just made it up.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, litter with the flute person.
The flute person comes up and just becomes a litterer.
Yeah, because of litter. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely throw them under the bus first. And then if it's not them, I'm gonna throw under the bus those that aren't following quarantine. This is very much
Mm.
line.
Okay, yeah, they kind of fall in the same general
Yeah.
boat. Yeah.
As of right now, yes.
Rule breakers, but not for the betterment of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. What would you do if you found a penguin in your freezer?
Um, I think if I found a penguin in my freezer, so here's the first thing. Would they live if they were in my freezer? Or like would it be cold enough?
That's such an interesting question because as you were saying that, I was thinking like, man, I feel like they would have like a home because penguins live in typically like really cold climates. So
Yeah.
when
I don't know if
someone,
they'd be dead if they're in the freezer.
yeah, I feel like let's assume they're alive. So you like open
Okay.
your freezer and there's penguins just like hanging out in there.
Just chill it. All right. So if
Yeah.
that's the case, I think I'm gonna become. Have you read the book like Mr. Poppin? Mr. Poppin.
No.
It's this. It's this book about this dude who finds a penguin, and basically like teaches him in the circus, and then realizes it needs to go back to its home country, quote unquote, and takes it back to the Arctic.
Really, and then it's all about like the journey for like.
Yeah, basically. So I would become that person, and it would teach them circus acts.
So
And then
yeah, so it would just start that story. You're like, all
yeah,
right.
and then after a while, I'm gonna be like, oh, guilt trip. I need to take them back to the Arctic, and then I will go sightsee and go to the Arctic and just hang out with the penguins there and just have life.
That's fair. So would you go to the Arctic straight away, or would you take a detour vacation with the penguin? Like
Ooh, if they can survive, detour.
detour. That's fair.
Yeah,
Would you have them in the circus still, or would you just try to travel?
circus, definitely circus.
Circus.
Yeah, gotta learn some cool tricks, you know.
Okay, yeah. I was like, you can.
Definitely befriend them. Make sure they're like friendly penguins, and I'm a good person. Hopefully, not like a terrible human being with like animal cruelty.
I was thinking, okay, let's say the penguin is like a really rude penguin. Like the penguin does not want to leave, like that freezer.
If that penguin doesn't leave that freezer, I'm taking it straight to the Arctic. I'm just gonna grab it out and be like, all right, stop it in
Okay,
the car,
so
let's
you,
go.
yeah, all the fun's ruined if you get
Yeah,
like a very
basically. So better be a nice
impatient.
penguin.
Yeah, the impatient penguin. The penguin like looks at you weird and stuff. Damn, that's our TV show right there, or like a short story. You can make multiple stories out of that.
There you go. All right, we gotta send this to like NBC or something and be like, all right, make this movie.
Yeah. NBC, be on the nightly news. I dream.
I could see that happening with like the goats running around.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have like a penguin on.
Just a penguin among the goats, and they're like, I'm free.
Yeah, it's like the back in the day, I remember the nightly news had like Brian Williams, but instead it's gonna be Brian Williams and the penguin.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. This was my favorite one. So I made it like a separate one, a separate sheet. So a penguin walks through the door wearing a sombrero. What does he say? And why is he here with a sombrero?
Wait, he walks into where?
So he like so let's say you're just like right now you're just chilling like in your house, and then through like a hallway, yeah, this penguin walks in with. So this could be actually a part of your series, because let's say you like it's a nice penguin and you keep him at the house for a little bit, but he finds like all your hats and he puts the sombrero on, and then he walks in like, what is he doing? Okay, first of all, what does he say? What do you think that penguin would say?
Okay, I feel like the penguin would be like saying, if it could speak English, first of all, unless it's just like quacking or some crap, like I don't know. Assuming I can understand penguin, first off, probably just walk in and say something super stupid, like what's up with this hat? And then my response will probably be like, where the heck did that hat come from? Because I don't own sombreros.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You already have the beginnings of dialogue right there.
There you go. And that's going to be the start of the episode. And then by the end, we're just going to realize that I've had like a hidden stash of sombreros in the basement or some crap like that.
Oh, that's a possibility. Or you could have the secret be that the penguin's actually a little robber. And then they go, like the penguin, he goes to like Goodwill's and he finds stuff.
Oh, it's like plot twist. He's actually not a good penguin.
Yeah, like you could take like a Perry the Platypus twist, and like the penguin's actually like a criminal, but that wouldn't be revealed until the end of the show. So.
I like that. That is good. NBC needs to start taking notes or something.
Yeah. I can already see this idea. It's good.
It'd be like the adult version of like Mary the Platypus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this would be like an Adult Swim. So that takes like a very mature. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I have put together some rapid fire questions. So this is something that be nice. Just
all right.
Okay, whatever like the first answer that comes to your head for the question is like your answer. Like don't think about it too much.
That's gonna be hard because I overthink everything.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Well, do your best to try to first answer.
All right, I'll try.
So the first question is one thing on your bucket list.
Traveling Africa, one thing for sure. Going there.
Nice, Africa. Favorite day of the week?
Wednesday or Friday. It's a max between the two. Yeah, because they're both like break days in my head. Like Wednesday's like, okay, it's the middle of the week, and Friday's like, yeah, it's time to party, but like also not because you're in the house, so Netflix.
Yeah, it's time to party, but I don't want to go out tonight. Yeah, that's like you every Friday night. It's like,
literally,
you're like everyone, let's go.
They'd be like, yeah, there's a frat party going on. I'm like, listen, you guys, the Lego movie is now on Netflix.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
Did you hear? There's a new book.
Literally though.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. Favorite holiday?
Diwali, hands down.
Nice. Good. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
First celebrity crush?
Okay, Fawad Khan, I would say for sure.
Wait, who is that?
He's a Bollywood actor. It's just, I saw him and his chiseled jaw was just what got me.
Okay. We're gonna roll with it. I got you. All right, physics or chemistry?
Physics. Hate chemistry.
Fair. And then temperature that you like your thermostat?
Hmm, like 70 or 72 between there, I would think.
Hmm. So 72 in the winter and then
Yeah,
70 in the summer.
yeah.
Hmm. Cool.
If it's summer and like it's super duper hot, then maybe lower than 70. But I'm also get cold really easily, so like that's kind of why it's in that range.
Nice. Nice. What would your ideal climate be? Would you like a place that's kind of 70 to 80 all year? Or would you like a place that kind of fluctuates in temperature?
I I love the heat, but what sucks is that this runs my family. Heat rashes are a thing.
Ooh.
So if you're outside and you don't put sunscreen on, you're just doomed, which was the case today. It was a bad idea. I should not have gone outside. But I think it would be like 60s and 70s range. It's like not too hot, but it's like just enough that I'm like, okay, I'm cool. This is fine. If you want to dip into the 50s, sure, I'll just put on like a few thousand layers and then we're okay.
It'll be like a 42-degree day, and you're over here with like thermal, like under, like
You think I'm
thermal
joking?
shirt.
But like, it has happened. Because me and Bippo one time we were in Lakeside, and I was like, oh, let's go get like a hot chocolate or something. 50-degree weather, keep in mind. And I'm wearing my winter coat in 50-degree weather. And she's like, Shukun, what in the world are you doing? It's not even that cold. And I'm like, listen, Bippa, it is windy outside, and therefore a coat is needed.
Yeah. There
And
is
this
a
was during
three
spring
mile
quarter, too. Oh.
There is a breeze outside. I
All
must
you
get a
need for to
jacket.
just pull out the winter coat, and it was a really cute coat too, so I like had to wear it, you know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Are you that type of person too, where if you have a clothing item, you just like have to wear it for like 3 or 4 days in a row? You know what I mean? Like you get that new clothing item and it just feels like really nice to wear, and you kind of want other people to see it too. So you're just like, I'm gonna wear this jacket for 5 days in a row.
Not that far. I would definitely say like maybe 1 to 2, and then after that, I'm like, okay, now we gotta switch it out with something else. People are gonna start noticing we don't need that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I always think about that too, because I've actually done that a few times where I had like this clothing item that I really like whether it be like jacket or pants or something,
Mhm.
and I'll wear it like almost that entire week. And then I was thinking, like the times I do it, I'm like, man, I wonder if anyone notices. And they're like, that guy is wearing that same shirt for the past 3 days.
It always makes me think of like Dr. Butsky because he always had the same jeans, same black t-shirt, and flip-flops and wears them every single day. And you just wonder, like, do you have just one pair of clothing that you wear every day and you just love it so much? Or like it's just 10 different black t-shirts and you just like switch out?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get into like the wardrobe of professors and see if they have 20 of the same items
Yeah.
on hangers.
Like, do you only own the blue shirt? Like, is that just what your staple is?
Yeah, yeah. I think they should consider that. I feel like that actually is a distraction in class. I feel like I've definitely caught myself with certain professors that wear the same thing, and they'll be taking notes, and in the middle of the lecture, I'll just think, we're supposed to be thinking about projectile motion, and I'm just thinking about, man, he's worn that outfit. I've been in this class 2 weeks as a freshman, and he's worn that like every day. And then by like the end of class, he's like, and that's how you solve the problem. And then I'm
You're
still
just like,
thinking about
ah.
his wardrobe. And it's, ah.
Definitely done that on several occasions.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you have any closing statements or something that you want to tell all the members of SASA or anyone that you want to give a shout out to or something like that?
Ooh, definitely give a shout out to exec because they're killing it right now. You guys are doing great given the situation. So
Thank you.
say shout out to you guys, and also to the fact that you guys formed the club in the first place. I remember like 2 years ago when I was, or 2 year, I was a freshman 4 years ago. Yikes. When I was a freshman, I was like, there's literally no one here that's Indian, and I'd have no idea who to relate to. And
Yeah.
now as a senior, I'm like, wow, there's like this huge group of people that I can actually talk to, and we can just relate on a whole nother level about like brown vibes, and it's great.
Yeah.
So definitely to them, thank you for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it too. Yeah. And good luck with everything in the future, and all the breaks and stuff that you take. Hopefully you can. Do you have anything planned for that break or like that month?
Well, it was supposed to be, I was supposed to be doing a lot of traveling for robotics competitions,
Mm.
but now that that's canceled, I am stuck reading.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm gonna try to not get involved in engineering projects around the house. That'll
That is
focus
the
on
goal. I
yeah,
will fail miserably once graduation hits.
yeah,
I won't really have an excuse, but
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. Oh my gosh, dang. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me and taking some time and coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll take it easy and I don't know, survive this quarantine, even though it's like starting to open up, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if a second wave. Hopefully, a second wave doesn't hit. That's unlikely. So
Yeah. Uh,
it's fine. Everything's fine.
yeah. All right. Well, take care and take it easy out there.
Yeah, you too.
Alrighty.
See ya.